I call out to one of these service staff and I say, "Hey, Sushil, pani lao." So, immediately that attitude of that zamindari blood running where we cannot use it anywhere. How many cars, how many houses, how many saris, ornaments, nothing, nobody counts.
Hello everyone, I'm Parmita Dhar, faculty member of IBSK Business School, Kolkata, and today with me I have Professor Sharbari Saha, and we will talk about attitude. Hello ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I was scrolling through a book called Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. And the moment I got to see the book, the first person I thought of is you.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
So, because in soft skills, in HR, in our communication classes, everywhere, we talk about attitude so much, right? And we always say that a person with the right attitude can do wonders.
Absolutely.
So, ma'am, can you please tell us, like, what is attitude in a nutshell? Like, what is meant by attitude?
Absolutely. This is such an important aspect of each of our lives. And the best part is that many of us are not even aware of what attitude we ourselves possess and what impact it is having on the outside world or with people around us. So, attitude is nothing but the way I react to certain things given the perception that I possess about people, things, events, whatever it is. So, the way I perceive something, I react accordingly. For example, say I go to a workplace and I feel that, okay, the people who serve us are our service staff. So, my attitude towards them, I don't even understand, but the way I talk to them immediately gives our attitude towards them. For example, I call out to one of these service staff and I say, "Hey, Sushil, pani lao." So, immediately that attitude of that zamindari blood running where we cannot use it anywhere, these are the soft targets. So, automatically those people feel hurt. So, I have never understood probably that what they perceive me as, because my attitude is creating perception about me in the minds of others.
So, ma'am, in that case, do we take it as like attitude is in our subconscious mind? Sometimes we do not even realize what we are doing, how we are behaving to a certain person or a certain condition.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's in our subconscious
It is
mind
there
and it comes out
through our behavior.
through our behavior. Right.
Absolutely. And my behavior is creating perception about me in the minds of others. Accordingly, their behavior towards me gets developed. For example, if I say, "Hey, pani lao," so probably the person would have brought the water immediately, but because I spoke like that, the person will bring that water to me after 15-20 minutes. But had I spoken that, "Sushil, ek glass pani de jana," immediately water would come.
So attitude teaches us to be nice to everyone
Nice to
around
everyone,
us.
and primarily to be humble.
Okay.
To be to feel that if the way I am going to treat someone, will I like it? So accordingly, my behavior should be developed.
So, ma'am, the thing is, whatever you are saying, I have a question here.
Yes.
Like you said that how would I take if someone behaves with me in that way? But ma'am, around us, we see so many people, we do not even realize that. People around us, or maybe us at sometimes, we do not even realize that. We do it because we have power, or maybe that's our way. Without conscious effort, that comes out.
You know why this, as you said, we are not very aware of our own selves, is because we have never taken feedback. Like, say, for example, in a family, we have been living under the same roof. parents, children together. But have we ever tried to find out what my family thinks about me? Maybe I do not know.
We take them for
We
granted.
take them for granted, and each one feels I'm doing things for the good of the family. But is it really going to them as good? Maybe someone, either their father or the mother, is being perceived as Hitler. But they really love their children, you know. But the way they have spoken to them has created a perception that this person's attitude is like this. So, I mean, they will dread coming close to you.
So, attitude is directly related with our expressions and communication.
Absolutely. Primarily tone.
Okay, so
My
that comes under
tone,
non-verbal
my
communication.
absolutely facial expression, which is more important, you know, in our day-to-day life, where attitude is getting developed.
Absolutely. Here I have an example, ma'am. You know, when we were in school, so some teachers we were very afraid of. In the corridor, somehow we met them. So we say, good morning, ma'am, or good morning, sir. The moment they say, good morning, we were like scared. Or maybe they would say, good morning, dear. So we feel that, okay, it's a good day for us.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's what I think you're trying to say when you say it's the tone.
Tone,
Okay.
very, very important aspect of uh, attitude, which is getting projected to the world.
Okay. So from this, ma'am, we would like to go to some other aspects of attitude, like uh, more on an academic side, if you want to say that, what are the types of attitude? As a generalist, we say right attitude or wrong attitude, or maybe positive attitude or negative attitude.
Yes.
Is there something beyond that as well?
Uh, Here empathy comes.
Okay.
So empathy is a big aspect of attitude. How I handle situation with empathy, or I become very, you know, very neutral and don't even look at the person's from the person's point of view. So empathy is something which is very important, which also comes as a part or one aspect of attitude.
And ma'am, you know, from the very beginning, we were used with the term sympathy. Empathy is something more than sympathy.
More than sympathy, yes, absolutely.
Sympathy has got a kind of, I do not know, tell me if I'm right or wrong, that sympathy has got some kind of a demeaning feel.
Yes.
Right?
Sympathy is, oh, you're going through this. So, you know, like I sort of, I don't feel, but well, I feel that you are, I look at it as I'm doing some favor to you.
Right.
By trying to understand.
And
But
empathy
is when I try to put myself in that other person's shoes and feel from his or her point.
Absolutely.
And then try to say, for example, in the workplace, a person is generally a very good worker, has been very sincere, but last say 7 days the person has been coming late. So there are two ways. See, one attitude of a boss could be meet the person in front of everyone in the, you know, the workplace and yell at the person. What have you thought this to be? This is supposed to be a workplace. Have you forgotten? Every day you are coming late for the last 7 days. Now that person, without understanding what is going through, that other person is going through, you have yelled, humiliating that person in front of others.
True.
But there could be a boss of this kind also who would say, okay, Mr. Nandi, could you come to me? I would like to have a word with you. And there he asks, you are one of my prized employees. So what has gone wrong with you? Anything we have been observing? So now that person is given a platform to speak his heart out. And he feels that this person is empathizing with me.
And this actually creates that relationship, builds that relationship.
Absolutely.
If my company or my organization or my teachers, my peers, my colleagues, anyone who thinks about me,
yes,
I will also do the same.
See, in the workplace, you'll also find some people, you with your very positive attitude, you have gone forward trying to, you know, share, care and all that, show that, okay, we can work together. But immediately you'll find someone who's very individualistic as far as his or her attitude is concerned, will say, no, sorry. I mean, it's okay, I'm okay. So we'll keep you at a distance. So that hurts.
Yeah,
But
and
that person never understands that it is not the right thing to do.
that could be taken as a kind of professionalism
Professionalism.
also.
Yes, that person may be perceiving it as being professional. That
Absolutely.
I don't need to be very close to you and I don't need anyone's help. But the fact that someone has gone out of their own boundary and tried to help you out was not respected. So these are the areas where attitude becomes very, very clear.
So, ma'am, I have a question. Is it not right to be neutral in a workplace? Do whatever I'm supposed to do? Uh, Not getting too close with anyone around, but very particular about my KRA, my key result areas, or the assignments or the work which is given to me. Um, is this a right approach, or um, it is better if I can actually get along with other people, because the workplace is one place where we spend the most of our time.
Our time.
Most of the productive time of the day is spent in the workplace.
Yes.
So if there I have someone I can talk to for anything under the sun without having any hiccup that what this person will think about it and all this, that makes a better place for me. So which one
See,
is a better
the first thing that you said
scenario?
that should we be very neutral in our workplace and be very professional? See, the first thing is today no workplace other than the very core research areas, say labs or something where you are researching on a particular issue, that's a different thing. But other than that, any workplace around us today calls for teamwork.
Right.
We all are in some way or the other dependent on one another. Even if we are not dependent, we need to work together. So, in that sort of a situation, neutral fine, professional fine, but you cannot ignore the assimilation of the people around you in either the same department or same work area. You need to be professional, definitely, as you said, be very particular about our KRAs and all that. That is fine. But your attitude towards your people around definitely matters, because see, today all of us are talking about work life balance, and as you said, we are spending so much of our time at workplace, and if we are not being able to create good attitude around us, then how do you survive with a very light heart and go back home with a smile?
So a good attitude will help us to create a better work
Better
environment.
work environment, absolutely, absolutely. And because we have got today, see, all corporates are talking about 14 hours work and so on, so on. So if there is so much of tension around us, along with the tension of the work that we have to
Yes.
deliver, so together it is going to cause a whole lot of trouble. And that is why you see in many cases, young boys and girls are dropping dead today.
Yeah.
Why? Because they cannot take the pressure.
that pressure.
They are not being able to share. They are not being able to, they're so apprehensive. If I speak 2 lines, God knows how it will be taken.
Absolutely.
So they are all trying to put things within themselves, and the result is not something very healthy. So if you ask me, I would prefer to possess an attitude which is professional, definitely, as far as my work is concerned. But as far as my relationship is concerned, which is also a matter of concern in any workplace, is that I should have an attitude towards everyone, giving them their due respect, little love, little care, little understanding. So that is very important.
Now that we have learned a little bit about the importance of attitude and how attitude can make the workplace a better one, I would like to know from Sharbari ma'am that, ma'am, how to identify negative attitude?
See, it's very easy, but the point is that we don't look at it that way. Very easy, I'll give you an example. Say, someone is coming and always trying to nag about the workload. Oh, I've got so much of work to do. How can I complete so much of work? So, if you're constantly nagging about your work, how will you ever get the impetus to complete it?
Okay.
Your attitude at workplace should be, okay, this is my job description, as we were talking about, being very professional. this is my job description, this is my responsibility, and I have to do it in this particular set time. So I will try to complete it. So the point is that I'm going and nagging from table to table does not complete my work, but it just shows that the person does not want to give his or her best to the work.
So here I have a point. At times, we all nag.
Huh.
There are some work that we really do not want to do,
Okay.
but we have to. And then we complain, we say, no, this is not what I want to do. I could have done something much better, this, that, and the other. So how to control that
Yes.
habit?
Now, see, regarding this kind of feelings that we have, see, the best thing to do is trying to be mindful and trying to think positive about yourself. So that starts right in the morning. When you wake up, we wake up and we don't immediately start work for the day. So that those say 5-10 minutes that we are tossing turning on bed, that is the time when we are trying to understand how my day is going to go.
Okay.
Because if I start my day with again another day, oh God. So, you are always going to go to your workplace with that kind of a mood. So you'll walk staggeringly, your shoulders will be drooping. So, but the moment you tell yourself that, okay, today A, B, C, D are my work that I have to complete. Fine, I go. First 10 minutes, I'm going to complete the first one.
So waking up with a kind of a gratitude.
Gratitude.
That
very, very important.
That I'm being blessed with another new day.
Absolutely.
And I can do a lot of things today.
You know, Parmita, I read the other day in a particular place that someone said that having not got lot of things is also gratitude. Generally, we say gratitude means God has given me this, given me that, so I should be. No.
So I have food on my plate,
Yes.
and shelter above my head.
But the fact that God has not given me something is also gratitude. For example,
How?
God hasn't given me cancer. God
Okay.
hasn't given me problems with my limbs.
Oh, lovely.
God hasn't
Yes,
given.
yes.
So see,
So
many.
we are thankful that we are
thankful
not
that
given.
we haven't
Right,
been given those things.
Yes.
So you see, attitude matters.
Yes.
So even if there is something that we haven't received, let us be grateful for that too.
Yes, and during pandemic, Sharbari ma'am, I read a book. It was written by a Buddhist monk, and the
Okay.
name of the book is Miracle of Mindfulness.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, and I suggest this book to everyone. If you and it's available in Google. So get a copy of that, read it, and you will see how life can be changed if we are a bit mindful about whatever we do around us.
Exactly.
It's written in a very lucid language, so that on a go we can read it.
Absolutely. So that is one thing. See how we have projected. I don't like. I am so much of drudgery in life and all that. So that is, you can immediately understand this person has negative attitude. The other one is very subtly. You'll see people come and talk about one another.
Oh yes.
They talk ill about others. They are always like as if you are perfect, everyone else around you is bad. So that is also a negative attitude. I mean, why do you need to see the negatives in others? Because each of us possess both negative, positive. But if we can pull out the positives in each of us, I think we can make it a better place to live. So thinking and talking ill about others is also not something which is giving you positive attitude. Rather, these are examples of negative attitude.
But then, suppose I have that kind of a habit, right? Let me take it on me. So maybe sometimes I complain, sometimes I nag, sometimes I say, oh my God, it's not for me. So how can I help myself and come out of that?
See, as you said, we all go through this. It's not that we are perfectly happy with whatever we are doing. Because see, grass is greener on the other side. Is a myth, and we feel grass is greener on the other side. So and so's life is so much better. No, the point is that the moment such thoughts come, we have to become conscious of that. That, oh, no. I mean, why? Self-talk is very, very important and powerful. We have to tell ourselves that, so what? My mother used to tell me something, that there'll be a whole lot of work, But your attitude towards work should be such that the work will feel scared that, oh, she will finish me in 2 minutes. So the way my attitude towards work should be that work will feel scared that it will get over.
Right.
So we need to possess that kind of an attitude that, okay, fine. Of course, we will have our little doses of negativity, a little bit of, but immediately self-talk helps you tremendously. I mean, there's no point.
And of course, the attitude of gratitude.
Gratitude. Very,
Pandemic
very
was a time when we have seen people suffering like anything,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
People losing their lives, people not having jobs, not having food, treatment, vaccination, so many things. We survived that. So we are so grateful
Yes.
to nature, to Almighty, to people around us, to the
Exactly.
medical practitioners and all. And that gives us a kind of, I do not know, my thinking of life changed a little bit after the pandemic. That, okay, if I can survive this, there's a lot to do. There's a
course.
lot to do for myself and for people around me.
us. So the other negative attitude you can see among people who try to dominate others.
Oh, yes.
They try to throw their weight around. They will use their power position and try to dominate over others. Again, that is very negative, because people in power need to be respected for their instructions to be followed. Fear and respect are two
Not
different
same.
things.
Absolutely.
So someone's attitude is that I'll create such aura around me that people will do any work that I say. I look at them, people will start doing the work.
And
But
there are
that is not-
people, maybe in a higher position and all,
Yes.
they are not ready to listen,
No, absolutely.
right? They're not ready to listen to whatever the other people are saying.
Saying,
They're
absolutely.
so
Possessed by their own selves.
selves,
Yes.
and they only give instruction. You do this, you do that, you do that, whatever, finish. End of conversation. So that is also a kind of negative.
Of course it is negative,
attitude.
because as I said, in the workplace, if it is a teamwork, you have to give importance to the opinions of others. Whether I am going to take everyone's opinion, that's a different thing. I may be finally deciding what I will do, but at least listening to them, giving them the feel that they also belong to the organization is very important. So that is one thing. The other thing that is negative that you can understand is people are very self-centered.
Yeah.
Me, myself, me, myself is their philosophy of life, and they wouldn't like to share, they wouldn't like to discuss, but they will very subtly get to know what others are doing.
Is it a kind of a narcissistic aptitude?
Narcissistic, more than narcissistic, it gets generated from when a person is little
Insecure?
insecure. Yes, you're right. When the person is insecure, they think that whatever they know, whatever they do is priceless. So I will not share it with others. But those you will find who are very open, they're sharing, caring, they're, discussing things with others. They are very confident of their position, their, what should I say, their capacity to do things. So they don't feel threatened.
So when I'm confident, when I'm happy with myself, I will help the other person to get that confidence.
Absolutely.
And in the process, help the person grow.
Yes. But then again, if you have someone with a negative attitude, will shun you.
Yeah.
They will not like to go ahead. No?
Ma'am, here I have one more question to ask you. That, we deal with young minds and young people. The entire day we are with young people.
Yes.
And they are in a juncture of their life where they have to go to the corporates, get a placement there, make their career, right? We help them make their careers. So what kind of suggestions regarding building positive attitude would you like to give them?
Okay. See, the first thing that we face among the young generation is, first thing is they know very little about themselves. That is, people, I often think about this, Paramita. There are people talking about unemployment, there are people talking about the government not doing anything, but nobody talks about, am I employable?
Yeah, true that.
So that whether I'm employable or not is a matter of big question that the generation should be asking themselves. Now, from the fact that whether I am employable, the first thing that comes is attitude.
Yes.
For example, whether I will apply for a job or not. Now, you'll often hear people saying that, no, this company is not for me, that company is not for me. But who are you to judge whether the company is for you or not? Now, I have known, students in these so many years of experience that a student may not be brilliant in academics, but by the sheer positive attitude, companies take them.
Yeah, as the proverb goes, na, attitude and not your aptitude decides your altitude. There's something
Absolutely.
like that.
Which altitude you'll rise
Right,
to
right.
is absolutely from your attitude. And how you'll be accepted by the world also comes from this attitude and nothing else.
So, how can we help as mothers, as teachers, as peers, colleagues, whatever, to help someone have positive attitude? I think it starts from our family,
Homes. Yes, absolutely.
the
See,
microenvironment that
yes,
we are
yes.
born and we
See,
grow up
I'll give
into.
you an example. A child, you will see, goes to school, a little child, it starts from there if you observe. They have tiffin like this. Okay? Now, why do they have tiffin like that? Because the mother must have told the child, don't share.
Yes.
So, the child from that age is learning that this is for me only and I will not share it with others. Notes. The mothers often tell their child, your notebook you don't give.
True that.
So I remember one incident, let me share. My son was in his law school and I saw a cartoon of his class, like all characters. They drew themselves in cartoons and each was given a name. So I happened to see that. So I found my son's name was the note writer. So, because he writes very fast. So I told him, why did they give you this? He says, no, my book goes around in the class. So I immediately, why do you give? Why do you give? And I remember he straight told me, Ma, that's my business. So you don't worry about that. So I
It starts
realized
from there.
it starts from there. So sometimes see, we
early.
people also get
Yes.
into this that, hey, why do you give? So see, if someone is strong enough, we'll say, no, that's my area. So, mothers don't need to worry. Actually, a mother should not be worrying, but,
Yeah.
it comes within us. So, that is one thing. So, it starts from family, then in schools, then, around whatever you see, and you develop a character of your own where you don't want to share, care, cooperate. So, often you'll see even our students, you must have seen, we give them a teamwork to do, a project. Now, the day the presentation will take place, early morning two will come to you and say, ma'am, we'll tell you we are 5, but these
Yes.
3 never did any work, only we 2 did. So,
Every
ma'am, you
time.
give marks accordingly. So, you see, so the way they have handled themselves, they have not been able to get work out of them.
Yes.
Not only that, they are now coming and saying that don't give marks to them because we did
Right.
not, they did not contribute.
So a happy mother will have a happy,
Happy
child, and a
child.
happy teacher
Absolutely.
will have positive and happy
Positive
students.
environment. Yes, absolutely. So this is how, positivity needs to be developed among children, among students, among youngsters, right from that childhood age. And the one thing that they need to be told, I think, is if anyone speaks negative about you, take it as a blessing. Because from that negative feedback, you can learn a lot about yourself. But most of the time, we dread negative criticism because we feel that, how come
Negativity is a strict no.
we don't like
if anyone
it. Yes,
says that
yes.
this is not the right thing you're doing,
Yes,
we take
yes,
it very
absolutely,
personally,
absolutely.
and we go to the extent of not talking to him or her
Absolutely.
ever in our lives.
See, when we were talking about gratitude, one thing came to my mind that, see, we hardly find people saying a thank you. They're prompt to say sorry, but thank you when you get down from a cab, the driver who drove you down all through without meeting an accident and brought you to a particular place, while getting off, did we say a thank you to that person? You know why we don't? Of course, this is how I look at life, because we have never thanked the person who's given us life.
Oh,
That is the mother.
mothers.
How many times have we taken out time to thank our mothers? She has cooked for us, she has sat beside us, feeding us. But did we even turn back and say, Ma, today the food was excellent?
Right.
The day it is excellent, we have thought, well, that's her job. She's done her job. That's her KRA. It comes under that. So it's okay. But the day there was little less salt, we have not hesitated
True.
in telling her so.
What did you
That
do the
what did
entire
you do
day?
the whole day?
Right.
एक ही तो dish बनाना था. So, we talk so much.
So instead of saying sorry, suppose I have to go and meet someone and I'm late, and when I go finally and meet the person, instead of saying sorry, I'm late, we can say that thank you for waiting for me.
For me, absolutely.
So that's how we
Absolutely.
change.
Yes,
That's how we
exactly.
change our way of
Way of looking at things.
Things.
And, presenting ourselves. Yes. Words, language, very, very important.
Yes,
As to how you place
the
your thoughts to people is very, very important, Parmita. I mean, I'm sure you also have gone through a lot of
Absolutely,
things. We
absolutely.
have experienced youngsters, elderly people, workplace people. You'll see all these things really are a very important part of life, I have felt. And the best part of attitude is when you are not there, it is only this for which people are going to remember you.
Absolutely. The top of the mind recall. As I
Is,
said, the moment I saw the book, the first person, the first face that came in front of me is you. So that is important. That is important.
See, that is the only thing that we will leave behind in our lives. How many cars, how many houses, how many saris, ornaments, nothing, nobody counts. Just what is counted is how you have been with the others. That's it, your relationship.
So, Sharbari ma'am, I think we can continue with
This
this
can go
discussion.
endless,
This can go
absolutely.
on and on. But today we put an end to our conversation
Absolutely.
here. Maybe some other time we'll meet again over a cup of coffee and we
Absolutely.
talk about some other aspects of soft skills.
Okay, thank you. Let me just sip the coffee a bit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Parmita. It was a wonderful. It's how long? I think we have spoken quite some time. It was wonderful.
For 30 minutes,
Wonderful
Yeah.
talking to you and discussing this very important
I
topic.
always love talking to you. So,
Thank you so much. And thank you for all that we have really experienced together.